Thanks for joining on short notice. We have got an issue with the latest delivery material from our supplier. After reviewing the material, several items have been flagged for not meeting the quality standard specification in the contract.
That's unusual. Could you elaborate what has been flagged?
Sure. For starters, the steel beams don't meet the tensile strength outline in the contract. Additionally, some of the fittings are warped and we found inconsistencies in the dimension of the delivered panels.
We got photos and test results to back this up. So the materials were inspected as soon as they arrived on site. So there's no question about storage or handling issues.
I understand your concerns, but this is surprising to us. We've never had a quality complaint from your team before. Are you sure the testing process was accurate?
Our process is standard and in line with industry best practice. I understand errors can happen, but we cannot ignore the fact that these materials don't meet the agreed specification.
This sounds like a big issue, but we are already 10 on time. How long will it take to replace the defective material and what's the impact on the schedule?
Replacing the materials will take at least a week. Manufacturing, transport and logistics don't happen overnight. If we expedite the process, it might still take 5 days at the best.
5 days? That's a major delay. Is there any way to work around this? Maybe reinforce the materials temporarily or proceed with them in non-critical areas?
We cannot compromise on safety or quality, even for non-critical areas. Using substandard materials now might lead to bigger problems down the road, both structurally and legally. We need to stick to the agreed standards.
Here's what we need from you. First, arrange for the defective materials to be collected and replacement. Second, provide a detailed delivery timeline for the replacement, including any step you are taking to expedite the process. We also need assurance that the replacement batch will meet the required standard.
I understand. I'll coordinate with our production team and prioritize your order. We'll also conduct a true internal review to ensure this doesn't happen again. I'll have an update for you by tomorrow.
Alright, I suppose we don't have much choice. But this delay will cost us. Can we at least revise the schedule to minimize the impact?
Absolutely. We will adjust the work schedule to focus on areas that don't rely on these materials for now. It's not ideal, but it will help keep the project moving while we wait.
I also sent a formal notice to document this issue and outline the agreed next steps. Let's make sure we are aligned on the resolution process.
That sounds fair. Thanks for giving us the chance to make this right. I'll do my best to speed things up.
Alright, let's stay on top of this. Thanks everyone. We will follow up tomorrow after we hear back from the supplier.
As a quantity surveyor, addressing a quality issue with a supplier while protecting the client's interests involves several steps. First, assess the materials or work to confirm the problem and gather evidence, such as photos or reports to compare against contract specifications. Communicate the issue to the supplier clearly, providing evidence and referencing relevant standards or terms. Request a resolution plan, such as replacing materials, rework, or compensation, ensuring it aligns with the client's needs and project timeline. Keep the client informed, especially if the issue impacts cost, timelines, or quality, and offer professional advice on the options available. Monitor the supplier's corrective actions to ensure they meet the agreed standards and conduct final inspections if necessary. Document all communication, agreements, and resolutions for future reference. By handling the issue professionally and transparently, the quantity surveyor safeguards the client's interests while maintaining contractual obligations.
If a supplier insists that their goods satisfy agreed upon requirement despite evidence to the contrary, start with collecting clear evidence such as inspection records and photos, and then check the contract for relevant quality and dispute clauses. Conduct a peaceful discussion with the supplier, giving the evidence an issue and asking their feedback. If necessary, have a third-party individual verify the quality of the goods. Suggest practical solutions such as replacement or discount, while documenting all contracts and agreements. If no resolution is reached, pursue the matter to the contract's dispute resolution system. Lastly, review the supplier's dependability for future projects to avoid similar problems.
I will explain to the client that accepting substandard goods to avoid project delays could lead to long-term issues such as higher costs for repairs, maintenance, or even legal claims, which might exceed the time saved. I will suggest exploring ways to expedite the delivery of the correct materials or discuss phased deliveries to meet immediate project needs without compromising quality. It's important to balance meeting deadlines with ensuring the final outcome meets the required standards and avoids costly issues later.
In the scenario where a supplier delivers substandard goods to a construction site, the quantity surveyors must address the issues promptly. Firstly, they should notify the supplier in writing, detailing the specific items that do not meet quality standards and providing evidence of the defects. The surveyors can request that the supplier replace the faulty items or offer a refund. It is important to review the contract terms to understand the obligations regarding quality and delivery. If the supplier fails to respond adequately, legal actions may be considered for breach of contract. Throughout this process, maintaining clear documentation of all communication and agreement is essential to protect the interests of the project.